Right. I did it to my computer. So instead of the cloud, that seemed to work. All right. Let's try this again. All right. Well, happy Monday. I am so excited to talk to you guys tonight about successfully onboarding business builders. So I reached out to Bree because I have a handful of leaders that I coach weekly. And last week, almost every single one, this was a topic of discussion because so many of you are getting new business builders, which is so exciting. And so it was a lot of talking through with my leaders of, can make sure that you're muted. Okay. A lot of talking through my leaders of, okay, you have this business builder who wants to work this business. What do we do now? How do we make sure we set them up for success? And Bree was like, yes, I've been having a lot of these conversations too. Before we get into kind of the practicality of what it looks like to onboard our business builders, I want to talk to some of y'all because I'm sure there are some of you who are like, well, that's great, but I don't have any business builders to onboard. Well, number one, you will. And so even if maybe you don't need this right now, take notes because this is going, if you are working your business the way that you should be working your business, you're going to get business builders. But I want to talk to you as a whole about the mindset behind recruiting for the business and why this is so important. Because we talked about this if you were in Orlando, that when you look at somebody starting a traditional business and they're starting a business from the ground up, it's just them. The first thing that they do that you're going to do is you're going to look for employees. You're going to look for people. You're going to interview people even who you feel like have the qualities of people who could come alongside of you, lock arms with you, and help you grow your business. It's the same thing here. If we're going to have a business mindset, we don't just want thousands of customers, right? That we're having to keep up with. We want people sharing the load. We want people coming in and working alongside of us. And so it's so important that we have this mindset, not only for ourselves, but this is a mindset that we want to instill in our new business builders. We want them thinking with a business mindset from the beginning. So if that's you and that's something that you struggle with, I want you to work on building your confidence and talking to people about the business. Just because you have not reached what you feel like is your goal or what you might in your mind consider to be, success, doesn't mean that you can't show other people the way. You only have to be one step ahead of people. And you have seen hundreds and thousands of other people do this. And so it can be done. So therefore, you should have the confidence to be able to go out and tell people this can be done. Come and do this with me. Call out their potential and get them to lock arms with you and come do this with you. And so I don't care if you started yesterday or if you have been doing this for 5 years, you should be out having intentional conversations with people about the business. We have incredible products that we can leverage with people, but we have to stop hiding behind our products and we have to really show people what this business opportunity is about. Because just as much as people stress about their health, they also stress about their finances, and Plexus offers both. And so I want to start with that because I want you to get in the mindset of, if I want to build a business, I have to go talk about the business and I have to find business builders. So let's talk about what we want to do. We find a business builder. We find someone who says, okay, I really want to see what this is about. I want to see if I can make some extra money with this. What do I need to do? And I remember when I got to the point where I was comfortable talking about the business and I was like, okay, cool. They said yes. What do I do? Like, I don't know what to say now. And that's what I feel like a lot of you are like, okay, now what? I think the temptation can be to run off and, okay, let's get you to make a post, or, okay, I'm going to do this messenger event and you're going to invite your friends to it. And these are good things, but I want you guys to hear me on this. And this is, I don't have scientific data, but I can say in all of my time of doing this, this has been proven to work every time. Before I give anyone a step, before I tell them what to do, I am scheduling a Zoom with them and I am getting them on a Zoom. And if you are new at this, or if you are not comfortable with this, then you loop your upline into this. But we want to get people on a Zoom and we want to talk to them to see what it is that they're wanting from this. What are their pain points? And I will drop in the comments. I have it on my team page. We might have it somewhere. I'm not sure. I made it for my team a while ago, but it's a list of questions that I ask people when I get them on a Zoom, asking them about their life, asking them what they do, and really trying to hear the heart behind where they're at in life and how this can get them where they want to go. And so really asking the question of, hey, even showing them the income potential and saying, hey, what are you looking for from this? Like, what would this do for your family? And then really casting the vision of how Plexus makes this possible, how this can be possible with Plexus. And here's why we do that before we just put actions to it. Because if you just give people an action before they see what is possible, or before they make this personal, then it's just a checklist and they're not going to have really any kind of motivation or drive or fuel behind the action that they're putting in. And so I see a lot of times people will be like, well, I told this person, they said they want to do this. So I told them that we were going to do this messenger event. I gave them an invite script, but they've only gotten like 1 or 2 people in it. And 9 times out of 10, it's because the person did not cast the vision of what this means. Like, what is it going to mean when you invite people to this messenger event and you sign them up and you get to the rank of silver or senior silver, or even the bigger picture of whatever their ultimate goal is, whether it's group income or whether that is emerald, sapphire, diamond, beyond. We have to make a connection with them in order for them to feel like what they're doing matters. In order for them to be willing to get outside of their comfort zone, because we all know it's uncomfortable to put yourself out there, whether it's making a post or inviting people to an event or sending them a message. And so we have to cast that vision for them. So then once we do that, then we can move into some of those first steps. Then we can talk to them about, making that first post, about doing that messenger event. But we also want to set expectations for people. And so when we're getting them on this call and we're asking them, what are you looking for from this? What would this do for your family? Then we have to set expectations for people. And I think a lot of times we're scared to ask people to work. Put a 1 in the comments if you have felt that way. I'm scared to lay out the groundwork for people of what this looks like because I'm afraid if they see that it's work, they're not going to want to do it, right? I think we've all had that thought. But here's what I want you to know. If you do not set the expectation for people that this takes work, guess what they're going to do at the first sign of adversity and at the first sign of it taking work? They're done because you did not tell them that this took work. So often people see network marketing and they think, oh, this is cool. My friends post on social media, a few times a week about this thing that they're doing, and then they've got this booming business. We know that is not the case. But when that is the picture that we paint for people, when we set this low standard of, hey, just put this little post up on Facebook, and then guess what? When they don't get the likes and the comments on their posts, and that's really what you painted as a picture of the end game for them, they're out because they're like, this did not work. I made a post and nobody said anything. People will rise to the level of the expectations that you set for them. And so we have to tell them, hey, listen, this does take work, right? But anything that's worth having takes work. Y'all have heard me say it before. If it's easy, it's sleazy, right? This is legit, but it also takes legit work, but it's simple work. And it's work that you can do anywhere, as much or as little as you decide to, anytime that you decide to. And so there is beauty in the work here. And it's also work that you can work very part-time, and it can lead you to a beyond full-time income. But we have to stop painting this cute little picture for people. And then we come up frustrated, like, well, they said they want this and they won't, they're not doing what I tell them to do. Well, it's because you didn't tell them that it's going to take work. And so we want to show people this, and we want to say to people, listen, just like any other job that you went to, I don't care if you go work at McDonald's, you're going to have to learn some new skills. If I walked into a McDonald's today, I don't know how to use their grills. I don't know how to make hamburgers. I don't know how to use a cash register. They're going to have to show me that, and I'm going to learn it. And it's going to be uncomfortable for me because it's something new. And it's the same thing here, except this pays exponentially better than any McDonald's, right? This is well worth learning the skills that it takes to be successful. But if you will lay the foundation for people that this does take work, yes, but it pays exponentially, they're going to rise to the level of that expectation. I was on a coaching call last week, and someone was asking me about our action sheets and these daily action sheets. And they were like, hey, do you have, can I edit this action sheet that you have? And I was like, well, it's not in a PDF form, but like I could, get my assistant, like, what are you wanting on there? And she was like, well, like, I just want it to be like one reach out or one this. Jenny, I wasn't going to call you out, Jenny. Jenny called herself out. She said, I just want it to be like one reach out for today, or, one this or one that. And I said, why are you going to do that? Like, what picture does that paint for them? People will rise to the expectation that you set for them. And so if you show people this daily action sheet and you say, hey, these are the activities that you're going to do every single day that are going to move the needle forward in your business, that are going to help you grow in your business. And if you will complete these activities every single day, that's going to be what grows your business. If that's what you lay out for them as the expectation, and you've painted the picture of what this is and they want it, guess what they're going to do? They're going to rise up and they're going to do the work. But if we set the bar low for people, that's as high as they're going to go. And so we have to set healthy expectations for people for what this looks like. So from that point, when we give them expectations, this has been a game changer for me. And people I have now who I feel like are some of my most solid people are people that I started doing this with. The temptation after we get them on a Zoom call, we've done all of these things, is we tend to overload people with information, right? We're like, we got to tell them all the things. We got to give them everything that they need to know. So here's what I want you guys to do is you need to, especially from the beginning, is schedule a Zoom with your new people every single week. Every single week when they are getting started, you should be having a coaching call with them. And here is why. Because when you are meeting with people every single week, then you are only having to give them what they need for that week. You're not overwhelming them. All you have to do is think a week ahead. Okay, this week we're going to focus on this. Okay, now we're going to do this. But the other thing that it does is, how many of y'all can relate to this? When you started in your activities of what it takes to be successful in this business, you ran into obstacles, whether it's a skill set issue or a mindset issue where you're like, somebody told you no, somebody told you, I can't believe you're involved in one of those schemes, or things like that. And if you don't have somebody to touch base with every single week, that becomes lonely and that becomes scary. And you're, next thing you know, you're backing right on out. That's one of my favorite. I don't know if y'all have that meme gif or whatever. I think it's one of the Simpsons, which I didn't grow up watching the Simpsons, but he like backs into the bush, like, ooh, nothing to see here, right? That's what people are doing. They're like, ooh, okay, done here. Don't want to do that. But if you are meeting with them every single week and you're saying, okay, where are you feeling stuck? What do you need help with? What are you struggling with? Then you, as their leader, you have a chance to breathe belief into them. You have a chance to help them overcome those mindset things that they're the head trash that they're walking through at the very beginning. You have the chance to help them overcome objections that they're dealing with every single week. Because if you are building your business, if you are working your business every single day and every single week, you will run into obstacles. You will run into objections. But when you are brand new, those molehills of problems feel like mountains because this is all new territory. And so as their leader, you want to be there to step into each of those moments every single week and guide them through those things. The other thing that I'm doing is from the beginning, I am telling people and I like to start with the book, Get Over Your Damn Self. Sorry, hopefully there's no children in the room. I love that book. And every time I start someone new, I say, hey, you're going to order this book. And I want you to think of this book as like your employee handbook. I'm telling you guys, bring it all back to a business mindset because people understand traditional business, but for whatever reason in our minds, we've put network marketing in this other box. Y'all, it is a business and it works and it runs just like a business, only a million times better. But when you put it into parallels like this, people get it. They understand it. So again, if I'm going to work at McDonald's, they're handing me an employee handbook of these are the things that you need to know. These are the things that you are responsible for. These are the things that you need to do. And so I'm telling people, I want you to think of this book as your employee handbook because it's going to help you navigate some of the skills that it takes to be successful in network marketing. It's going to overcome a lot of objections and skepticism that I'm sure that you have coming into network marketing. And it's going to build your belief in the possibilities of network marketing. And so you're going to read this. And every week when we do our call, I'm going to check in with you and I'm just going to ask you how it's going, what you're learning from it, and different things like that. And that's what I do. I don't necessarily do a book study with them, but every week I'm checking in. Hey, are you still reading this book? Even if you can only get in 15 minutes a day, make sure you're making your way through this book. I don't think she's on here, but my new girl who went Fast Start Silver, last month, going for Fast Start Senior Silver this month, already finished the book. And she'll tell you, anybody who's read that book will tell you, it is so helpful. It's going to be so helpful for your new people. But listen to how everything I'm setting up is talking to them like it's a business. All right. The next thing is we talked about how we have to have a business mindset and we want our new people to have a business mindset. Now, this is going to look a little bit different if you have people coming in and you've just had this conversation of getting their products paid for. It's going to look a little bit different. If people aren't coming in like, I want to make money from this, but I want to talk to you guys about people who come in and they're like, I want to do something with this. Like, I want to build a business out of this. I want to make money with this. Because those are the people who are going to build your business the quickest when you're having intentional business conversations and they come in for the business. So you're going to ask them, my very first call with several of my new girls, I say, do you know 3 to 5 people that you would want to lock arms and do the business with? Not people you think would want to, but who do you want to that you think might be willing to get on a Zoom with me and let me just kind of present and tell them what this is all about and they can see what they think. So let's get together with 4 to 5 people you think might consider doing this with you. And I want you to take note of how they respond to this challenge, because that's going to tell you a lot about where they're at with this and kind of their level of how much they really want this. And they might not say, oh yeah, let me give you my 4 to 5 names. Even if they're just like, oh, let me think. Yeah, give me some time and let me think of 4 to 5 people, 3 to 5 people, whatever, that I might want to do the business with me. and you're going to invite them to learn about the opportunity, and I can train you all together. So getting your new people to lock arms with people from the get-go for the business is going to be a game changer, both for their business, but also for your business. Because the quicker that you can get them thinking with a business mindset, the quicker that they are going to grow. Now, I can already see it in some of your sweet little yellow Enneagram 2 hearts where you're like, but I'm just here to help people. Guess what, guys? That's the beauty of this. We are helping people in the process of this. And so if you are stuck in a mindset of, oh, this feels like I'm making it all about the money or whatever, y'all, there's nothing wrong with money. Money helps people. You are helping people. You're still helping people with the products, right? We're leveraging the products, even if we're not leading with the products. We can lead with the business and still leverage our products. The only reason that this business is as amazing and sustainable as it is because of the products that we have, right? But too often we hide behind that when we have this incredible business opportunity. And that's what we need to be telling people about. And that's what we need to be leading with. And so what you're doing by getting people to do this is you're teaching them to build stable. My heart is I do not want to develop a gold that is not duplicating, because it's not stable. One person having 17 people, if it's just them by themselves, to keep up with is a lot. It's a lot. And it can be done, but you don't want to build that way. You want to build with stability. And so stability is getting as many people as possible. I like to think, if y'all are doing our, I'm telling you, I've been in bed all day, so I've got like 50,000 books in my bed with me. If y'all are doing this Build to Last study with us, if you're not, read this at some point. Seriously, read it at some point. We're only this Friday. We're completing 4 chapters. We're not doing a call with this. We have a chat where we're just saying, hey, by this Friday, read through chapter 4. And we're all just saying, read my chapters this week and throwing in some takeaways. But this guy, Keith Callahan, super successful in network marketing. And he talks about you just need 5. Find 5 people to build a business alongside of. And that is stability. So again, if you were in Orlando, I equated it to this. Think about sitting on a chair with one leg that you're having to keep balanced on the entire time versus a chair with all 4 legs that you don't have to worry about. You can just sit there and know all 4 legs are going to hold you up. Same with this business. You do not want to try to balance on one leg and depend on one person or even 2 people for that matter. I'm telling you, I love Genevieve always says this. There are always those people and the aliens come and abduct them. And you're like, what in the world happened to Sally, who swore she was going to Diamond, and now Sally is just gone, right? And I was depending on Sally. She was one of 2 people that I had. Well, guess what? If you have 5 people and Sally flies the coop, you still got 4 solid people, and we should always be working to find more as we're going. But just think of it in terms of, I just need 5. Who are my 5? Who are my 5? And always thinking about who is going to be my next gold. That is what has helped me so much, is I work so hard to develop somebody to gold. And when I'm able to get them there, then I think, and sometimes I have multiple people going to gold at the same time, but always thinking in terms of who is my next gold. Gold is 100 points. You have 5 golds, you have a ruby business, a solid ruby business, right? You have emerald. So emerald is 1,500 points, right? So if you have 3 rubies, that's emerald. But we want more than that. We want 5 people. But y'all see how that's kind of broken down, and that's where that stability comes from. So then how are we teaching them? What are we teaching them to do as we talk to them every single week? We're teaching them our systems. We're teaching them to use our systems that work and systems that duplicate. And I'm here and I'm going to brag on both Jess Ward and also I don't think Addie is on here, just because they're two who are newer. And I have watched both of them cling to these systems and duplicate these systems and watching it work for them. And what I love about it is, Addie is not on here, but Addie is very, very new. And there have been days where I have had stuff going on and I hop back in and Addie's back in our three-way chat and she's sending the system things that I'm supposed to be doing through three-way chat, but she's already caught on to them because I say the same things over and over again. And so she caught on. That's duplication. When someone can catch on that quickly to where you are MIA, which by the way is the goal here, time freedom, you're MIA and they figured out, oh, Bethany or Bree or whoever said this same thing over in this chat. So I'm just going to take it since she can't answer right now and I'm going to use it here. When people can catch on that quick, that's duplication. And so we're teaching people to use our systems that work and systems that duplicate. And we're walking them through those every single week. But I want you guys to remember 1 week at a time, 1 week at a time. And so yes, like I still talk, like Addie and I talk every single day, but we have an objective for the week. And then when she needs stuff from me every single day, I'm still answering her in chats. I'm not saying don't talk to them throughout the week and just get on a call with them once a week and that's all you do. But when you can think like, I'm going to get face-to-face time with them once a week, I don't have to tell them everything right now. That takes pressure off of you and it takes overwhelm off of them. And so we're just giving them that one step ahead. And if for you, if you're like, I don't know what that next step is, well, that's what your sponsor is here for, to help coach you and guide you through that. So I know I just threw a whole lot of stuff at you guys. Does anybody have questions or comments?
I had a quick question. Going back to your conversation, how you bring up the Zoom, getting on a weekly basis. How do you typically bring that up in conversation?
So that's one of the expectations that I'll set, from the get-go, hey, we're going to meet once a week, just like we're doing right now. And that way I'll make sure that if you're having any issues, I can help you through those. If, I can kind of give you your next steps of what you need to do next and that kind of thing. So that would be kind of probably an expectation that I would set for them, from the beginning.
Cool. Okay. That's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Anybody else? I haven't even been looking at the chat. Was this helpful? Was this overwhelming? Hopefully not. And I want you guys to always remember failing forward. Failing forward. You're not going to do this perfect every single time. Case in point, I am 7 years in and I am still learning and perfecting this. But I feel like since I have started doing things this way, I've created the most stable leaders who know what to expect when they come in and they're willing to do the work. And that increases that stayability. I did record it, so I will make sure that if you missed any parts of it, I will get it uploaded and send out the recording so you have it. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. What I'm hoping is that this helps to increase your confidence in onboarding people for the business, because Bree and I have both talked about this constantly. Is what we want for you guys is longevity. We want you to have stable businesses, and that does come with recruiting people for the business and having people come in to work the business with you and alongside of you. And so often we think we have to reach a certain level of success to do that, and that's not true. And we've said this over and over again. A lot of times you are way more relatable to people at the level of silver, gold, senior gold than people who are at diamond, which for people that you're introducing to the business just doesn't even feel realistic to them. Like I will never forget the first time I saw Lindsay Russell. She's a diamond. She's one of my uplines. I'm like her level 3, I think. And someone was like, Lindsay Russell showed me her check and she made $15,000 this month. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? In 1 month, she made $15,000? Like my brain could not even fathom that. And I was just like, I mean, well, cool. Like that's great for her. Like I just need like $1,000 for my family. Like that's what was relatable to me. And so a lot of you who are telling yourself, I need to reach this, 6-figure level of success before I can show people, that is a lie. That is not true. People need money now more than ever. They need a simple $300 to $500 a month. Can they do way more with this? Yes, but we start where it's relatable. And you, I don't care who you are on this call, whether I know you or not, you know how to do that. You have to build your belief in yourself, build your belief in this opportunity, and know you only have to be one step ahead. And here's the great thing is you are always one step ahead of somebody, because if you're on this call, then I know that you placed an order with Plexus, right? Like you got on and you placed your order. So guess what you know how to do? You know how to place an order with Plexus, which means you know how to show somebody else how to place an order with Plexus. And guess what? If you show 3 people how to do that, you just went silver, right? And so it's just the one step ahead. You only have to be one step ahead of people. So I want you guys to go out this week with confidence with your new people. And maybe you're going, oh my gosh, I already started somebody and I started them all wrong. Like, what do I do now? That's okay. It is never too late to get back on track. Get them on a Zoom. It's never too late to hear what it is that they want from this, and setting that expectation for them of what this is going to look like if that's what they want. All right. Like I said, I will get this uploaded, and I will also drop for you guys kind of those questions that I go through on that initial Zoom. And remember, like, you don't have to, like, don't be robotic about it, right? Just have those questions there. Let the conversation flow, but they're just some high points for you to hit with people to kind of hear where they're at, what they want, and set the expectation for them. All right, you guys will have a great rest of your Monday night, and I will talk to you guys later.